Hello all, hope you're having a great day today. So today we are talking about sport management and marketing agencies. This is chapter 10. So a sport management and marketing agency is a business that acts on behalf of an entity involved in the sport industry. The sport-related entity, commonly referred to as a client, can be a person, a corporate brand, a media company, a property, whether it being an event, team, university, or venue, or even a concept. Actions an agency may undertake on behalf of their clients include representation, negotiation, sales, licensing, marketing, management, strategy, experiential activation, and content creation and measurement. Ultimately, an agency bears a responsibility to protect and uphold the best interests of its individual clients. The roles of sport management and marketing agencies have evolved significantly in a relatively short period of time. In the early 1900s, professional sports grew increasingly prominent and athletes began to be compensated for endorsing products. Sports agents began to emerge. Early agents such as Christy Walsh and C.C. Pyle represented professional athletes' interests and public relations and contract negotiations and in seeking endorsements and other revenue streams. These individualistic athlete-agent pairings continued until the 1960s when the late Mark H. McCormick founded the International Management Group, or IMG, the first agency dedicated to representing professional athletes. McCormick's vision opened the door for the establishment of many new sport-focused agencies. Over time, changes to the sport marketplace have led sport management and marketing agencies, including WME and IMG, now called Endeavor, to evolve their scope and expertise beyond athlete representation. This evolution will only continue, as evidenced by the fact that many agencies that were once solely focused on sport now deal in complementary lifestyle activities, such as fashion, entertainment, and leisure. This table outlines the main functions that sport management and marketing agencies undertake for their four main stakeholders. And so looking at talent, property, the corporate brand, and media company. Sport management and marketing agencies perform a vast scope of functions for the four industry stakeholder groups, which are generally defined as talent, properties, corporate brands, and media companies. The degree of specialization necessary to serve each stakeholder group is extensive. Although an agency might perform several or perhaps only one function, some agencies such as WME, IMG, and Wasserman perform them all. Agencies provide consultative services to clients regarding business, marketing, and promotional decisions to best meet their objectives. One of the most common functions of sport management and marketing agencies, regardless of their size or scope, is consulting about sponsorships. This is an area that continues to see strong growth. According to the IEG sponsorship report, corporations were expected to increase global sponsorship spending by 4.7% in 2016 for a total of $60.2 billion spent on sponsorships. This is a considerable increase since 2009 when total global spending was $44 billion. Although many properties, teams, sport events, festivals handle the tactical execution of sponsorships in-house, they often seek outside assistance in strategic functions such as determining the value of their sponsorship offerings and identifying and obtaining sponsors. Similarly, corporations and other potential sponsors often employ a sport management and marketing agency to identify properties that may assist them in achieving their corporate goals and objectives. The agency works on behalf of the client to sell rights, assets, or other inventory for commercial benefit. For a professional athlete, this may involve securing endorsement opportunities. Adidas endorsement deal with globally renowned footballer Lionel Messi. Personal appearances, product placements, book contracts, movie and television roles, interviews, and feature stories, video game presence, and so on. For a property or a media company, this may mean that the agency assists in the sale of that stakeholder's marquee inventory, an entitlement, or consults on the best way to package sales, assets to derive maximal value. The growth of sport television over the past few decades, the proliferation of sport networks and channels, and the development of new satellite, digital, and mobile technologies have led to physically rewarding opportunities to generate compelling content through the creation of new events. Examples of emergent ways in which sport managers have capitalized on these opportunities includes sport leagues, esports powerhouse League of Legends, an increase in the number of college football bowl games, and a wider array of collegiate basketball tournaments. Some television entities such as ESPN, ESPNU, Fox Regional Sports Networks, and Turner Broadcasting have created events to fill their inventory. Agencies often assist media companies, properties, and corporate brands in working through the creation of these new opportunities and offerings. Contract negotiation involves representing a client in content discussions. These involve an athlete and a team, a corporate sponsor, and a media company, a corporate sponsor and an athlete, or many other combinations of parties. Contract negotiation processes are typically highly sensitive and require deep knowledge of the sport marketplace and a honed skill set. For athletes, perceived contract negotiation skills are one of the most important factors when deciding on agency representation. Agencies are sometimes incentivized in contract negotiation processes with a compensation structure that is linked to the final financial terms of the agreement that is being negotiated. In addition to helping create new inventory for properties and media companies, many stakeholders also, in addition to creating new inventory for properties and media companies, hire agencies to manage, activate, and market their current events, often called activations or experiential events. Event management and marketing agencies are often involved in activities such as golf and tennis tournaments, festivals, bowl games, and other sport and lifestyle special events. Event management may involve any of the following areas: operations, hospitality, entertainment, fan engagement, sponsorship, ticket sales, licensing and merchandising, content production, public relations, and promotion. Corporate brands often task agencies with creating and executing new, exciting, and innovative experiential events to engage fans and help entice them to become consumers and product advocates. If you've ever stopped at a brand's activation space at a sporting or entertainment event to receive a premium or get a free sample of a product, then you've likely engaged with an agency and their staff. Evaluation and documentation are critical factors in determining the success of the various types of sport management and marketing programs discussed throughout the chapter. As sport industry spending has become increasingly mainstream and garnered greater amounts of corporate marketing budgets, the need for accountability across stakeholders and agencies has grown exponentially. Stakeholders in their agencies are now responsible for clearly showing that programs are successful and worthy of investment, often through return on investment analysis, or ROI. Many specific tactics can contribute to these ROI analyses. One example is a post-event impact study that involves research conducted usually by a third party, commissioned by a sponsor or the event itself, after the event ends, to determine the effect the event had on the sponsor's product, its image, awareness, or sales, on the community in general. Research and analysis are essentially in assisting decision makers in justifying a program's cost, its value, and relevance. Most corporate brands involved in sponsorship perform some type of assessment, either in-house or by contracting with an agency that offers research and evaluation services. Often the research agency selected is not involved in the sponsorship process to ensure that it does not have a stake in the findings. However, many full-service agencies have created internal firewalls to be able to seamlessly complete the sponsorship strategy or activation work. As corporate sports sponsorship continues to grow in popularity among large and small companies, so have the rights and fees and media commitments associated with traditional sponsorships. This heightened investment has created a stronger need for companies and their agencies to continually justify sport investments. internally to leadership and externally to shareholders to demonstrate strong ROI through how they leverage the rights and assets granted in the partnership. While some may think that this just requires stronger measurement on the back end of a company's sponsorship activation, the maximization actually starts in the planning and negotiation stages. Over the last few decades, and often at the urging of the sport agencies, companies have started to shift sponsorship from being one tool in the marketing toolbox to a central driver and thematic that benefits all elements of their company's marketing mix. Instead of creating standalone programs solely focused on sports fans, companies are using sports as their total market campaign and sports agencies as leaders of cross-functional agency teams. This has been seen in brands such as P&G, which shifted its entire marketing mix, media, point of sale, their digital and public relations and social media over to its Olympic-themed Thank You Mom campaign during the 2012 and 2016 Olympic Games. Sport management and marketing agencies perform on the behalf of their agents. We now explore the agencies themselves. Numerous organizations categorize themselves as sport management and marketing agencies, and even more in-house groups exist whose functions often overlap with those of true agencies, such as state sport commissions, sports sponsorship departments within corporate brands, or divisions of leagues such as NBA Properties, Inc. If these quasi-agencies, which are explored later in this section, were included, the total number of sport management and marketing agencies would easily reach into the thousands. Sport management and marketing agencies vary in size, budget, type of clientele, and scope of services. Some agencies provide a broad array of services across all four of the previously mentioned key stakeholder groups, whereas others are more closely focused and cater to only one of these groups or specialize in a specific function, such as evaluation or activation. Given the wide range of prominent and subtle potential differences, it is helpful to categorize agencies into three types. You have full service, general, and specialty. Table 10.2 provides a concise overview of some top sport management and marketing agencies and include examples of the three main types of agencies. Full service agencies offer the greatest breadth of functions and touch all or most of the four key stakeholder groups. On a daily basis, a full service agency handles core functions such as strategic planning, sponsorship solicitation, event management, contract negotiation, marketing activation, and research and evaluation for multiple clients. To support this diversity of clients and functions, full-service agencies tend to have multiple divisions and are the largest of the sport management and marketing agencies. For example, divisions of Wasserman include talent, brands, and properties. In addition to traditional sport services roles, such as agents and consultants, full-service agencies often employ in-house attorneys, accountants, sales personnel, public relations personnel, creative, and management information services personnel. These employees function together to tackle all aspects of a client's sport management and marketing needs. Interestingly, even when an agency offers a full range of services, some clients, particularly large corporate brands, elect to employ multiple agencies that work together in the brand's best interest. This creates an environment of collaboration and competition among agencies. In addition to Wasserman, other full-service agencies include WME and IMG, Octagon, and Creative Artist Agencies. An examination of WME IMG, the first true global sport management and marketing agency, provides an excellent overview of a full-service agency. WME IMG was recently formed after IMG, the first completely dedicated sport marketing agency that was acquired by William Morris Endeavor, or WME. IMG was initially created by McCormick to represent the interests of golfer Arnold Palmer. As times changed and marketing forces such as television gained greater influence within sports, the roles of sport marketing agencies expanded to include managing not only athletes but other sport properties and events. IMG was on the leading edge of this shift and owes much of its early success to visionary recognition of the opportunities that the golden age of sport television between 1958 and 1973 offered. The diversity of WME-IMG's endeavors reflect both parent companies' unprecedented success over their respective lifespans. Today, WME and IMG represents athletes, corporations, and world-class sporting events, as well as performing artists, writers, fashion models, speakers, resorts, and cultural institutions. In addition, WME-IMG holds the position of largest independent distributor of sports programming worldwide. Most recently, it has made a significant mark in the world of college athletic programs under the umbrella of IMG College, which is further explored later in the chapter. These evolutions have shaped WME-IMG into the largest sport marketing agency in the world. It operates in more than 300 countries. WME-IMG's breadth across the key stakeholder groups is evident based on its businesses related to client management, event and corporate marketing, event management, and media. And serving talent, WME-IMG's client management activities include a variety of specialty groupings referred to as representation verticals across entertainment, sports, and fashion, from actors, athletes, and models to authors, analysts, and designers. Because of the size and scope of WME-IMG and the many relationships its contributing companies have constructed during the past 4 decades, WME-IMG may enjoy an advantage over competitors in attracting clients and providing services. With property clients, WME-IMG is involved in creating, developing, and managing sport and lifestyle activities and events. The company also manages licensing, sponsorship, and broadcast rights for many of the oldest and most distinguished events on the international sport and event calendar, and provides full-service venue management for major sporting federations and professional teams, including more than 800 total events across entertainment, sports, and fashion. These events have included Wimbledon, the Australian Open, the World Championship of Women's Golf, Snowboarding World Championships, and the Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. In addition to major sport opportunities, WME-IMG has also created a niche with grassroots activities such as high school sports through the IMG Academy. This academy is a world-class academic and athletic training environment for youth, high school, collegiate, professional, and adult athletes. Given the diverse nature and varying demands of these properties, as well as the combination of rights, duties, and obligations associated with these events, the complexity of the event management and marketing industry is understandably high. With a lengthy history of expertise across most every event and property type, WME-IMG can seamlessly lend guidance and add value to event management and marketing clients large and small. Global brand partnerships, given WME-IMG's vast expertise and relationships in all channels of global sport, consulting corporate brands on their sport marketing presence as a natural extension. WME-IMG helps their clients meet business objectives, optimize their licensing potential, connect consumers to passions, and expand their global footprint. Within this process, WME-IMG's functions include identifying opportunities, negotiating relationships, developing messaging, executing events, and measuring results. WME-IMG is known throughout the sport industry for its strength in marketing platforms around the Olympics, having assisted brands like GE, Johnson & Johnson, and Volkswagen in connecting with consumers through the shared passion point of sports. WME-IMG has represented more than 200 clients across sports and entertainment by negotiating media rights and production and distribution of content through WME-IMG channels. Each year, they distribute more than 52,000 hours of content on behalf of their clients. It produces and distributes 3 24/7 sport offerings via Edge Sports, a premium action sports channel. In media, WME-IMG brings values to clients by serving as an advisor and consultant to rights holders, negotiating the sales of television rights, creating and producing television series and events for sale or distribution, and handling the distribution of programming. This integrated approach, coupled with years of expertise, makes WME-IMG highly sought out after by sports properties and broadcast rights holders alike. This expertise also extends to the digital space, where WME-IMG helps clients with emerging digital platforms tie back to distribution, such as podcasts, and create vital connections with WME-IMG brands, talent management, and consulting. General agencies are those that fall between the expansive scope of work performed by full-service agencies and the narrow scope of work undertaken by specialty agencies. Some of these agencies may have the objective of becoming full service over time, whereas others find themselves best suited for their current offerings with no intention of significant growth. Examples of generalist agencies include GMR Marketing, or MKT, formerly known as Team Epic, and 16W Marketing. A brief overview of 16W Marketing, which is led by partners Steve Rossner and Frank Vuano, provides an example of the scope of functions and services undertaken by a generalist company. The company provides the following: athlete, coach, and broadcasters representation for all off-field and off-court business. And marketing endeavors include licensing, endorsements, broadcaster contract negotiation, media placement, promotions, speaking engagements, and personal appearances. The company specializes in seeking ownership for athletes and celebrities, gaining equity positions with affiliated companies to provide mutual incentives to grow. Corporate consulting and property marketing, including comprehensive strategic planning and implementation of integrated marketing programs for consumer products or service corporations, online or e-commerce fulfillment companies, manufacturers, retailers, and sport and entertainment management organizations. Services include sponsorship, licensing, merchandising, and cross-promotional ties. Hospitality and event management, including turnkey programs across hospitality, event and experience management, promotional coordination, licensing, and on-site and retail merchandising for top sport and entertainment events. A comparison between 16 Marketing and WME-IMG show distinct similarities in services and functions, but you can see the differences that exist in scale and the stakeholder groups targeted. The specialty agency is one that specializes in a specific type of service or caters to a specific stakeholder clientele. Some agencies, such as Excel Sports Management, focus on talent representation, whereas others, such as Bespoke Sports and Entertainment, focus on consulting corporate brands about their sport marketing platforms. Other agencies, such as Joyce Julius and Associates, Inc., do not focus on a single stakeholder group, but rather on a specific function, such as research and evaluation. Founded in 1985, Joyce Julius and Associates, Inc. measures and evaluates branding in all forms of media. Using a combination of technology and employee expertise, the company provides properties, corporate brands, and media rights holders with an extremely detailed evaluation of the value of their marks within a particular broadcast or over the course of a lengthier platform. Given how specialized, time-consuming, and potentially costly it is to produce this type of detailed research, other agencies are also often major clients of research and measurement-focused agencies. As technology continues to improve, other agencies are pushing to bring this capability in-house, rather than through acquisition or organic compatibility growth, rather than continuing to outsource to specialty agencies. With a firm understanding of the different types of agencies and their functions, it's also important to recognize groups with similar functions and influence they may have on the businesses of traditional sport management and marketing agencies. One such group is the internal sport or sponsorship department of corporate brands, such as Red Bull, which may be responsible for sport functions on behalf of the products and divisions of the parent company. These departments have only one company to answer to, themselves, and often function as gatekeepers in reviewing opportunities presented to them by other stakeholders, including agencies, properties, and media broadcasters. Besides performing this gatekeeping function, these groups work with other units of the corporation, such as brand or product managers, advertising departments, public relations departments, and community affairs departments to create and implement sport and lifestyle programming to achieve corporate objectives. Some corporations elect to solely rely on an internal department for all agency functions, but the majority of companies retain one or more agencies that work in daily collaboration with the internal team. Professional league departments may also serve many functions that overlap with those of agencies. Each professional sport league and most sport properties have departments that drive their marketing, promotional, and sales efforts. For example, the NBA content and NBA division markets and promotes NBA as a holistic product through special events such as the NBA Jam Session, NBA Draft, and international tours and activities. In addition, the NBA has a division called Team Marketing and Business Operations, or TMBO, with personnel who work with the marketing departments of individual teams to promote best practices and innovation. In many cases, the departments, along with their respective corporate partnership divisions, are charged with creating and implementing the activation programs that corporate partners have purchased as part of their sponsorship or licensing agreement. To do so, these personnel must understand the uniqueness and complexities of each team's market and must be prepared to assist teams in maintaining their identities while promoting the image of the whole league. Without an internal department to act as this central collaborative body, an agency might be retained to serve this purpose. Ultimately, sport management and marketing agencies work in close collaboration with these in-house groups to achieve the client's objectives. However, the continued growth of these groups does pose a potential threat to agencies. This issue is further considered in the next section of the chapter. Despite its small size, Hungary has been one of the best performing nations as the Olympic Summer Games, constantly finishing among the top medal earning countries. If you compare medals and points based on gross domestic product or GDP, size, or population, Hungarians are the world leaders. It is also the most successful country not to have hosted the Summer Games since the modern Olympic era began in 1896. Many Hungarians believe that Budapest would be a strong candidate for hosting rights for future events. The IOC has previously proclaimed that in the future they would look to focus on more sustainable and affordable games. And some claim that selecting Budapest would be a good example by demonstrating their commitment to this. Hungary's Olympic focus has always been strong. The country's best performance came during the 1952 Games in Helsinki with 16 gold medals. It was a result of the then ruling socialist government deliberating, picking, and positioning certain Olympic sports to enhance the country's image. Because Hungary's size and the economy are small, it was obvious that Hungarians could no longer be competitive in Europe's dominant, gradually growing and business-driven sport, football. So, sport politicians and administrators consciously selected relatively unknown international sport disciplines in which they thought success could be reached relatively easily, at low cost, and in a less competitive environment. Fencing, swimming, kayaking, wrestling, gymnastics, and modern pentathlon federations, clubs, and athletes received a lot of government attention and support, and the result of this was shiny Olympic medals and growing national pride. In addition to the small individual sports, the only team sport in which Hungary became a dominant player on the international sports scene was water polo, with a total of 9 Olympic gold medals, including 3 consecutive wins between 2000 and 2008. Some have gone so far as to call water polo the national sport of Hungary. Although the Western world has moved toward a sport structure in which everything is media marketing or business driven, it's to support the Olympic preparations, Hungary created its own system that relies mostly on government funds. A few years ago, a new legislation extended the state's role in sports financing with the addition of volleyball in 2017. 6 so-called spectator sports were selected: football, basketball, handball, water polo, hockey, and volleyball, and a system was developed whereby local companies could allocate their company tax to support teams, federations, youth development, and facilities for these 6 sports. In addition, 16 sport federations were selected to receive direct support from the government to prepare for the next Olympic Games. Furthermore, the government decided to launch a massive stadium and sport facility building program to improve the country's sport infrastructure in the hopes of hosting more quality international sporting events in the future. And that is all I have for today. I thank you for joining me. Have a great day.